You may think cybercrime won't affect you personally. You might believe that because you don't work in tech, you're safe. But this new breed of AI doesn't discriminate. Whether you're a parent, a professional, a student, or a retiree, you are a potential target. WormGPT's capabilities are shocking cybersecurity experts globally, with many declaring it the single biggest threat to digital security today. Why? Because this isn't just a new virus or a clever hacker. This is a machine learning monster that writes perfect scams, creates flawless malware, and adapts faster than anything we've ever seen in cybersecurity. This isn't some far-off science fiction. It's happening now, every single day, to real people who never thought they'd fall for a scam. Every time we open an email, answer a call, or click a link, we're putting our trust in what we see and hear. But WormGPT has shattered that trust. It's created a world where anything you read or hear could be fake, and the consequences are already devastating families, businesses, and governments. Phishing emails look indistinguishable from legitimate requests. AI-cloned voices impersonate loved ones. Even professional cybersecurity staff can't always keep up. In this video, you'll discover exactly how WormGPT works, why it's spreading so rapidly, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself and your family. Because whether you know it or not, this technology is already out there, being rented, sold, and upgraded on dark web marketplaces. This isn't science fiction. This is AI after dark, and tonight we're pulling back the curtain on WormGPT's evil twin. This episode isn't just information, it's a wake-up call. It's about shining a light on a shadowy world of AI-assisted crime so you don't end up as the next victim. By the time you finish watching, you'll understand why the experts are panicking, why entire industries are scrambling to respond, and how to avoid the mistakes that leave you vulnerable. Because the only thing more dangerous than WormGPT itself is a world that doesn't know it exists. To truly grasp the danger we face, we need to rewind the story. WormGPT wasn't born evil. In the beginning, it was just another clever piece of code, an experiment in natural language processing inspired by open-source AI models like GPT-J and Meta's Llama. These models were designed to democratize AI, letting developers, researchers, and hobbyists experiment and build new tools. In fact, the creators of these models dreamed of revolutionizing productivity, accessibility, and creativity. They wanted to level the playing field, giving everyone from small startups to individual developers the same powerful tools once reserved for billion-dollar tech companies. But they couldn't have predicted how quickly bad actors would weaponize this technology. At first, these open-source language models were used for harmless applications. Chatbots, customer service automation, language translation, text summarization, but it didn't take long for cybercriminals to see the potential. In hidden corners of the internet, dark web forums, encrypted chat rooms, and private hacker groups, discussions began to appear. Posts dissected how to modify the code to remove ethical guardrails and safety filters. By stripping away these constraints, malicious developers unleashed a version of the model capable of producing malicious code, social engineering scripts, and hyper-realistic phishing messages on demand. This forked version soon became known as WormGPT, a name referencing both computer worms and the model's parasitic potential to infiltrate systems and spread rapidly. Reports from credible sources like Checkpoint Research and Cisco Talos have confirmed WormGPT's rapid evolution. Over just a few months, it went from a novelty to a fully operational threat. Researchers have traced multiple major phishing campaigns to emails generated by WormGPT. These messages didn't have the usual spelling mistakes, awkward phrasing, or suspicious links that give scams away. Instead, they were polished, professional, and personalized. Consider the numbers. Checkpoint's latest research estimates a 40% surge in phishing incidents worldwide in just 6 months, directly correlated to AI-powered scam emails. In that same time frame, incidents linked specifically to WormGPT increased by 200%, making it the fastest-growing cybercrime enabler of the year. These numbers aren't just statistics. They're a reflection of millions of victims losing money, privacy, and peace of mind. The rise of WormGPT wasn't inevitable, but it was predictable. In a digital arms race, every innovation that empowers good actors can also be twisted by criminals. WormGPT is the clearest example yet of this double-edged sword, and as we'll see next, its impact is already being felt across industries, from healthcare and finance to small businesses and individual families. Let's look at how WormGPT is being used to attack people and businesses right now. In Florida, a healthcare provider lost access to their entire patient database overnight. Investigators discovered a fake invoice email that appeared identical to those from their regular vendor. The only difference? It was crafted by WormGPT. One careless click led to ransomware encrypting thousands of patient records. The attackers demanded hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bitcoin. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, a London investment firm fell victim to an AI-generated spear phishing campaign. WormGPT created convincing emails appearing to come from the firm's CEO, complete with accurate grammar, formatting, and signature. Within hours, senior staff had transferred more than £2 million to offshore accounts controlled by hackers. Authorities only realized what happened days later, by which time the money had disappeared into the shadows of cryptocurrency mixers. In the world of social media, things aren't any safer. Earlier this year, WormGPT was used in an attack targeting thousands of influencers on major platforms like Instagram and TikTok. The AI analyzed each target's posts and wrote tailored messages that looked like partnership offers from well-known brands. Influencers who clicked the attached contract links unknowingly handed over their login details. Hundreds of accounts were stolen in less than 48 hours. These examples aren't isolated. Security analysts estimate that by the end of this year, over 20% of all phishing campaigns will use AI-generated content. WormGPT leads this charge because it doesn't just generate text. It generates text optimized to exploit our psychology. It uses natural conversational tone. It mimics urgency. It leverages personalization, referring to names, locations, and details scraped from social media or data breaches. No group is safe. Doctors, lawyers, CEOs, freelancers, and retirees are all potential victims. The only thing they have in common is that they didn't see it coming. This new breed of AI doesn't target the vulnerable or naive. It targets everyone. And as WormGPT's capabilities expand, it will target more people faster and more effectively than any previous generation of cybercrime tools. What does it take to launch a WormGPT attack? Far less than you'd think. Cybercriminals don't need coding experience, deep technical knowledge, or expensive infrastructure. All they need is access to WormGPT through dark web marketplaces. A typical attacker starts with a prompt like, generate a phishing email posing as a company's human resources department, requesting employees confirm their credentials. Seconds later, WormGPT produces a professional, polished message that would fool even seasoned professionals. Want ransomware instead? The attacker simply asks WormGPT, write Python malware that encrypts all files on a victim's hard drive and displays a ransom note demanding payment in Bitcoin. The AI obliges, spitting out working code with detailed instructions for deployment. These tasks used to require hours of manual work or hiring a skilled hacker. Now anyone can do it with a few lines of text. It's this radical simplicity that makes WormGPT so dangerous. It democratizes cybercrime, opening the door to a flood of attacks from individuals who wouldn't have been capable of orchestrating a successful scam or malware campaign on their own. The barrier to entry has been obliterated, and every time security firms patch a vulnerability or release a new detection tool, WormGPT can adapt. Attackers ask the AI for variations designed to evade the latest filters. The result is a self-improving system of attacks that evolves faster than traditional defenses. Fortunately, cybersecurity experts aren't standing still. Across the globe, organizations are racing to adapt defensive measures specifically designed to counter AI-generated threats like WormGPT. In cutting-edge security operations centers, specialists use behavioral analytics to detect and block suspicious patterns in emails and network traffic. Rather than relying on lists of known malware, these systems look for telltale signs of AI-generated content, unusual linguistic consistency, unnatural timing patterns, and subtle signs of automated distribution. Leaders in the field like CrowdStrike and Palo Alto Networks have developed machine learning models that analyze billions of messages in real time, searching for subtle patterns indicating AI authorship. These tools can catch phishing attempts milliseconds after they're sent, quarantining dangerous emails before they ever reach a victim's inbox. Meanwhile, digital forensic specialists are developing tools to fingerprint AI-generated text. By examining tiny inconsistencies like overuse of certain words or uniform sentence lengths, security teams can often trace malicious messages back to specific AI tools, including WormGPT. This allows researchers to identify, document, and block not just a single attack, but entire campaigns launched using the same AI model. In addition, some of the world's largest tech companies are beginning to share threat intelligence with each other in near real time. When one platform detects a WormGPT-based scam, it can instantly warn others, allowing rapid response across multiple ecosystems. This collaboration represents a major shift in the cybersecurity world, a recognition that AI-driven threats are too fast and adaptive for companies to fight alone. But while these advancements give hope, experts caution that the fight is only beginning. Attackers using WormGPT can iterate faster than any defense. Every time a new detection system launches, criminals probe it for weaknesses, adjusting their prompts and techniques to slip through the cracks. This constant tug of war means staying ahead is a matter of relentless innovation and unflagging vigilance from everyone, not just security professionals. The explosive rise of WormGPT has exposed a deeper truth. We are now living in an AI arms race. On one side, cybercriminals use AI to multiply their power, automate their attacks, and adapt faster than any manual effort ever could. On the other, cybersecurity teams deploy defensive AI, trying to anticipate and neutralize threats before they reach their targets. It's a cycle of escalation with no easy end in sight. Picture a financial institution in the heart of London. Late one night, an investment firm's office is bathed in the cool blue glow of the city skyline, but inside, the red alert screens are anything but serene. Senior staff scramble as error messages flash on every terminal, an urgent digital SOS. Their accounts have been compromised, massive transfers already swept into untraceable offshore wallets. WormGPT was the tool behind the breach, automating every step. The phishing email, the account hijack, the money laundering. This was no lone hacker. It was machine-powered, operating with the speed and precision only AI can deliver. This arms race isn't confined to the finance sector. Across industries, the speed and scale of these AI-driven attacks are forcing businesses and governments to rethink security from the ground up. Regulatory debates are raging in parliaments and legislatures worldwide. Should open source AI models be restricted? Should licenses be required for advanced generative tools? How do we balance innovation with public safety? The answers aren't easy, and every new attack tips the scale. But one thing is clear. In this new era, the advantage swings constantly between attackers and defenders. Only those who evolve, who learn, and who prepare will survive the battle. Let's step into the world of social engineering at machine speed. On the internet, every inbox is a battleground. Influencers, business leaders, ordinary people, they're all targets now. Earlier this year, thousands of creators across social media platforms woke up to notifications that their accounts had been compromised. The culprit, WormGPT-powered phishing attacks, so perfectly crafted that even the most seasoned digital natives fell for them. Here's how it works. WormGPT scrapes your social feeds, your public posts, even your followers' comments. Then it generates messages tailored to your style and interests, personalized, conversational, brimming with urgency. It might look like a brand collaboration offer or an urgent request from a friend. The links, malicious of course, but virtually impossible to distinguish from the real thing. Victims click, login C credentials are harvested, and within minutes, their entire digital identity is under someone else's control. Accounts are stolen, reputations damaged, sometimes in under 48 hours. This is phishing at scale, powered by a relentless machine that never sleeps, never gets tired, and never misses a detail. For cybersecurity experts, this level of automation represents a nightmare. For criminals, it's the opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to unleash wave after wave of deception with a few keystrokes, and the storm is only growing stronger. What happens next is chaos, digital, personal, and professional. Imagine waking up to a phone that won't stop buzzing. Hundreds of notifications, login attempts, warnings of suspicious activity, and emails from platforms about password resets. For social media influencers and everyday users alike, this isn't just an inconvenience, it's a total loss of control. Picture the panic. All your work, your connections, and your audience suddenly at risk. Photos, direct messages, sensitive data, everything exposed to an unknown attacker. In many cases, the hackers act fast, locking you out, posting scam content, and using your account as a launching pad to hit your friends and followers with the same WormGPT-generated lures. In these moments, the line between digital life and real life vanishes. The consequences ripple outward, affecting not just victims, but everyone connected to them. Brands lose trust, relationships are strained, and sometimes the only solution is to start over from scratch. WormGPT doesn't just attack computers, it attacks our confidence in the platforms and communities we depend on. And in a world where reputation is currency, the costs can be enormous. Let's pull back the curtain and see how attackers work in secret. With WormGPT, a criminal doesn't need a team of hackers. They just need access to the AI and a little creativity. In the dark, neon-lit corners of the cyber underground, a simple prompt is all it takes. Generate a phishing email that will pass through spam filters and trick users into clicking a fake bank login page. Seconds later, WormGPT produces a message so convincing, so perfectly tailored, that it fools even the most cautious recipients. Want ransomware instead? The attacker just asks, and WormGPT delivers fully functioning code, ready to deploy. The green terminal light glows on their faces as they copy and paste the results. No technical genius required. This is the new face of cybercrime. Democratized, automated, and infinitely adaptable. Security pros try to stay one step ahead, but the pace is relentless. Every day, new variants emerge, attacks designed to evade yesterday's defenses. It's a game of cat and mouse, and the mouse just got an upgrade. The true power of WormGPT lies in its interface, simple, fast, and devastatingly effective. A would-be hacker logs into a dark web portal, types a few instructions, and in seconds, WormGPT generates everything needed for a full-blown attack. Phishing text, malicious code, and detailed deployment steps. On the screen, you can see the AI working in real time, lines of convincing dialogue, and technical instructions appearing almost instantly. The attacker's tattooed arms dance over the keyboard as teal light from the holographic displays reflects on their skin. No need for deep coding skills or special hardware, just access and intent. The AI adapts to new challenges, rewriting its output to evade the latest detection methods, always staying just out of reach of law enforcement and cybersecurity teams. This level of accessibility has transformed cybercrime from a specialized craft into something anyone can attempt. The barriers have fallen, the attacks have multiplied, and the world has changed, one line of AI-generated code at a time. But it's not all doom and gloom. Across the cybersecurity world, a new era of digital defense is emerging. In the world's top security newsrooms and war rooms, experts are deploying next-generation tools to turn the tide against WormGPT and its kin. Here, teams of analysts use AI and machine learning not just to react, but to predict, detect, and neutralize attacks before they reach your inbox or device. Imagine a command center alive with data. Glowing dashboards display falling rates of phishing incidents. Floating holographic shields and padlocks represent new security protocols going live in real time. These are the unsung heroes, the ones who point the way forward, who explain the threats, and who empower businesses and individuals with knowledge. Their approach is proactive. They educate the public, offer actionable alerts, and issue guidance to help you spot and avoid AI-generated threats. When new attack vectors are discovered, these experts are the first to sound the alarm, helping millions respond before it's too late. In this newsroom, information isn't just power, it's protection. Still, as defenders grow smarter, attackers grow bolder. This is a race, one measured in milliseconds and mouse clicks. But with vigilance, collaboration, and ever-evolving defenses, the numbers can move in the right direction. Behind every secure system stands a dedicated team of cybersecurity professionals, people whose daily mission is to stop the attacks you never even see. In the heart of a bustling operations center, glowing monitors line the walls, streaming torrents of data and alerts from every corner of the digital world. Here, analysts, engineers, and threat hunters collaborate, sharing intelligence, running simulations, and responding to incidents as they unfold. At the center of this hive of activity, you'll find a sharp-eyed leader, always vigilant, scanning the landscape for signs of trouble. These teams rely on sophisticated AI tools to sift through billions of data points, identifying subtle anomalies that might indicate a breach or a new WormGPT-driven campaign. Colorful light trails connect workstations, symbolizing the constant exchange of information. Speed and teamwork are their greatest assets. This collective vigilance keeps businesses running, hospitals safe, and government data secure. The victories are often silent, the battles never seen by the public, but every threat neutralized is another win for the good guys. This is the human side of cybersecurity, a reminder that, for all its automation, the fight for digital safety still depends on real people, working together. The war between AI-powered attackers and defenders plays out on a global scale, sometimes literally, as in this dramatic digital battlefield. Picture a stage awash in neon and holograms, massive screens displaying blue defensive AIs clashing against fiery red WormGPT avatars. Here, strategies are tested, and every innovation is both a weapon and a shield. This isn't science fiction. It's the reality of modern cyber warfare, where machine learning models compete and evolve, sometimes within hours. As defenders develop new detection systems, attackers race to bypass them, leveraging AI's ability to self-improve and iterate at lightning speed. The battlefield is always shifting, and both sides know that a single breakthrough could tip the balance. For those on the front lines, it's a relentless cycle of offense and defense, an unending chess match played at digital speed. And as the stakes rise, the need for clear rules, ethical frameworks, and international cooperation grows ever more urgent, because in the age of AI, the only constant is change. As the threat grows, so too does the debate over how to govern and regulate AI. In legislative chambers around the world, lawmakers grapple with questions that have no easy answers. Should we limit the release of powerful AI models? Who should be held responsible when an AI system is weaponized? Can we preserve innovation while protecting the public from harm? Picture a modern hearing room alive with tension, where holographic monitors float above polished wood, displaying urgent data on cyber attacks, economic impacts, and civil liberties. Experts testify, offering stark warnings and practical solutions. Lawmakers listen, challenge, and sometimes clash, searching for common ground in the midst of a technological revolution. The stakes are enormous. Too much regulation and progress could stall, too little and chaos could reign. Around the world, nations experiment with different approaches. Some enforce strict licensing, others advocate open access and transparency. What emerges from these debates will shape not just cybersecurity, but the future of AI and society itself. As these hearings play out, one message is clear: technology alone can't solve our problems. Policy, education, and ethical leadership are just as vital in safeguarding our digital future. So what can you do right now to stay safe in a world where WormGPT and AI cyber threats are everywhere? First, always verify any urgent or unusual message. Never rush to respond and double-check with the source. Enable multi-factor authentication wherever possible. It adds a critical layer of security even if your password is compromised. Keep your devices and software up to date since many attacks exploit old vulnerabilities. Invest in modern security software, preferably tools that use AI to spot suspicious activity before it becomes a disaster. Most importantly, stay informed. Follow trustworthy cybersecurity experts, subscribe to alerts from agencies like CISA, and don't hesitate to educate friends and family. Simple habits, pausing before clicking, reporting suspicious emails, and using unique passwords for each account can make all the difference. Remember, knowledge is power and vigilance is your best defense. If you found these tips useful, subscribe for more. The world of AI is moving fast, but together we can keep ahead of the threats. Thank you for joining me tonight on AI After Dark. We've pulled back the curtain on WormGPT, the evil twin of AI, and explored how cybercriminals are using this technology to attack families, businesses, and entire industries. If you take just one thing away, let it be this: the future of cybersecurity isn't just about firewalls and software. It's about awareness, adaptation, and collective action. You have the power to protect yourself and those around you by staying alert, making smart digital choices, and spreading the word. The battle lines have been drawn, but the story isn't finished. Every day, new tools, new tactics, and new defenses emerge. I hope you'll join me on this journey, because as long as AI exists, the conversation must continue. Stay safe, stay curious, and subscribe for more AI alerts and stories from the digital front lines. Until next time, I'm Alex, reminding you that the shadows are never as dark when you know what's lurking inside.